You're ready to pass the CPA exam faster? Visit cpapass.ai. Today, can you pass the CPA exam in 20 days? Can you actually pass a CPA exam section in just 20 days? Or is that a guaranteed recipe for failure? Let's be completely honest. Trying to cram 1,000 pages of dry textbook material in under 3 weeks using traditional study methods will absolutely destroy your score. But if you're willing to completely throw out the old way of studying and adopt a hyper focused, problem first strategy, 20 days is actually more than enough time to secure a passing 75. This isn't about working harder, it is about studying smarter. Here's the exact roadmap to make it happen. Step one is non negotiable. You must lock in a 2 hour morning study session before the rest of the world wakes up. When you study at night after an 8 hour workday, your brain is completely exhausted and your retention drops to near zero. By waking up at 5 a.m. and immediately opening your study portal, you guarantee that your mind is at its absolute peak performance. No phone, no email, no social media, just 2 hours of pure, uninterrupted focus. This single habit will effectively double your learning speed and ensure you get your core studying done before your day even starts. Step 2, you must completely skip the video lectures and textbook readings. Traditional courses want you to spend 40 hours watching slides, but in a 20-day sprint, you simply do not have that luxury. Instead, you are going to reverse engineer your learning by going straight to the multiple choice questions. Treat every single MCQ as a mini lecture. When you get a question wrong, do not get discouraged. Immediately read the explanation, understand why the correct answer is right, and learn the underlying concept in real time. This active learning approach builds immediate, practical test-taking skills. Step 3 is the secret weapon to combat forgetting, the daily cumulative review. If you only study new topics every day, now by day 15 you will have completely forgotten everything you learned on day 1. To prevent this, you must start every study session with a rapid, random 30-question cumulative MCQ set, covering every single topic you have studied up to that point. This constantly forces your brain to retrieve older information, strengthening your memory pathways and keeping all concepts fresh. Aim for a 70% average on these cumulative sets to stay on track. Step 4 is creating your personal error log. You cannot afford to make the same mistake twice on a 20-day timeline. Every single time you miss an MCQ or guess incorrectly, write down the core concept in a dedicated notebook or digital doc. Do not just copy the question, write down the one-sentence rule you need to remember in your own words. Review this error log for 15 minutes every single morning before you start your new practice questions. This targeted review directly patches your specific weak spots, rapidly driving your practice scores up. Step 5 is mastering task-based simulations without getting overwhelmed. Many candidates panic when they see giant simulations with 10 different PDF exhibits. The secret is triage. Do not try to read everything at once. First, read the actual requirements to understand what the question is asking. Next, scan the exhibit specifically for the numbers you need to fill in those requirements. Treat simulations as just a series of connected multiple choice questions. Spend 30 minutes a day practicing these multi-step problems so you build the stamina and visual navigation skills needed for exam day. Step 6, you must double down on the weekends. Since you only have 20 days, your 2 weekend blocks are your absolute leverage points. You need to schedule 2 4-hour study blocks on both Saturday and Sunday, separated by a long break to avoid burnout. Use the first block for deep dive practice on your toughest, most heavily weighted topics. Use the second block to take a full-length timed mock exam. This simulates the actual testing environment, builds your pacing strategy, and highlights exactly where you need to focus during your final week. Step 7 is the final 48-hour pre-exam lockdown. In the last 2 days before your test, stop trying to learn brand new complex topics. Your focus must shift entirely to consolidation and mental preparation. Spend these 48 hours reviewing your error log, memorizing high-level formulas, and running quick 10-question quizzes to keep your momentum high. Most importantly, prioritize getting 8 full hours of sleep. A rested, sharp brain on exam day is worth an extra 5 to 10 points, which is often the exact difference between a 74 and a passing 75. Your 20-day clock is ticking, and every single day counts. To execute this high-speed study plan successfully, you need the absolute best tools in your corner. Head over to cpapass.ai right now to join a dedicated community of candidates chasing the same goal. On cpapass.ai, you can practice with over 20,000 multiple choice questions and realistic task based simulations, take full length mock exams to pinpoint your weak areas, and start completely free with daily practice questions without ever entering a credit card. Stop wasting time with outdated study methods. Go to cpapass.ai and pass your exam.